Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results from December the 2nd. Birthdays, we have November 29th, Jerry the King Lawler, born 1949, Zeb Coulter, born 1949, JBL, 1966, Rosemary, 1983, and rounding out 29th birthdays is Janie Brooke. She was born 1988. November 30th birthdays, Christian, 1973, Naomi, 1987. And that rounds out birthdays for wrestling up until today, December 2nd, the 3rd, December the 2nd when we're doing this video. Tickets for NXT Live in Shreveport was announced yesterday, being on sale December the 6th for the event of January 24th at Shreveport Municipal Coliseum. Probably Hearst Coliseum. News broke that Lana has signed a new contract to stay with WWE and a 5-year deal, according to Ryan Stanton of Pro Wrestling Sheet. According to sources, Lana's new deal allows her to take time off for outside projects, like the movie she and Rusev produced, acted in, called Another Version of You, which is available on iTunes. I didn't get the link for it, but you can find it on there somehow. WWE has launched their New Day Feel the Power podcast on Google Podcasts, iTunes, and other audio platforms. The weekly show features SmackDown Tag Team Champions of the New Day, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E, discussing WWE and non-wrestling topics. The synopsis and this link is a preview clip for the first episode. Woods talks about how he envisioned the New Day as a modern update of the Nation of Domination from the Attitude Era. Xavier Woods recently spoke with TV Insider to promote the New Day Feel the Power podcast from WWE and the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Woods is currently out of action until sometime in 2020 after undergoing surgery to repair an Achilles tear. He was asked about possibly changing things for his big ring return next year, and if there are some things that he would tweak after looking at the New Day from the outside right now. 100%. But I couldn't tell you, Wood said. It's a secret. I gotta keep the magic. I'm busy and I don't want to focus on how I will come back because I have tons of time left. For example, if a video game was going to come out in a year, I do my best to think about it. If I do, I get too hyped and not focusing on what is actually occurring in my life at the moment in time. I'm not able to enjoy the present rather than having these thoughts about how I could fit in again or done differently. In my logic, that's the kind of thinking that will put me into a mode of depression. I have ideas. I can't use them now. So any ideas I have for the later is going to be drastically different because the environment of the company is going to be in a different. When I come back, I'll start thinking about things closer to my actual return. I have some crazy fantasy ideas, but if I say those, they won't come to fruition. I have to keep them in my sketchbook, which also talked about expanding the Up, Down, Down gaming channel on YouTube and their plans for 2020. The channel recently hit the milestone of 2 million subscribers. We hit our goal of 2 million subscribers, which is absolutely incredible to me. Wood said, I enjoy it and have fun doing it. We have an amazing team working on stuff. It's a humbling experience. People want to sit down and spend their precious minutes watching anything we put out there. I think goal-wise, we want to be bigger and better. Come January, we have a lot of fun ideas. We're going to be based more in absurd storytelling. We've spent a lot of time creating these weird personalities on the channel. We're going to try our hand at using those personalities and intertwine these characters into some weird storytelling, up, down, down. When I talk about it,
right out the window.
This all seems so fun to me. We'll see if people actually like it. Regarding the new Feel the Power podcast, Woods said that they thought that this would be a logical step for the group as the podcasts are hot right now. We're lucky enough to be approached as a crew, 3, to do this podcast, Woods said. We talked about it, accepted, and because we are trying to find a venue out there to do more. Kobe, myself, and Big E are always trying to think what's next for the new day. Podcasts are huge right now. We thought it would be a logical step for us. We get to just hang out and talk. So it's the stuff that we're essentially doing anyway. We just put microphones in front of our faces and hope and pray people listen to it. Very similar to why I do these videos. 2 or 3 videos every week. I used to get like 30. Well, he continued when asked about the format of the show. First couple of episodes are going to essentially to be an origin story, how the new day came about, and catch us up to current day. From there, we hope to get to the point where we figure out what kind of things we want to talk about. Obviously, with me, there will be a video game component on there. With Kobe, it probably be something about shoes. With E, probably be about something about music. We hope to give something to everybody. Honestly, there will be a lot of free-flowing conversations with current topics like these things on Twitter. Just relevant things and maybe what might be funny to us. Do apologize for the interruption. WWE couple Charlotte Flair and Andrade recently filed to trademark named with the USPTO, that's United States Patent and Trademark Office, that are not already owned by WWE. Flair filed trademark to the Queen of Wrestling and Ashley Flair for merchandise and entertainment uses. Andrade filed to trademark El Idolo and La Sombra for similar uses. WWE superstar Luke Harper also filed trademark on the name Road Elite last week, which was a name he used for years on the independent circuit last week. Probably he's going to be returning to the indie scene after his contract expires. 9th season of Total Divas has not wrapped yet. On the E website, recently billed the November 19th episode as the season finale, but they were just taking a week off. The show returned this Tuesday, December 3rd, with the first part of a 2-episode season finale, which can be found at that link. A preview of the clip for Tuesday, featuring Sonya Deville's girlfriend Ariana crashing the trip to Hawaii, and details on the final 2 episodes, featuring Ronda Rousey and more drama from the trip to Hawaii. December 3rd episode, Hawaiian Punch, what it's called. After her last match with WWE, Ronda is excited to move on and start trying for a baby with her husband, Travis Brown. December 10th episode, the next wave. Tensions continue to run high when Sonya bails on everything Natalya had planned for the girls' trip, including fun surf lessons that ended up going terribly wrong, sending Natalya, Liv Morgan, and Sonya's girlfriend to the emergency room. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle recently spoke with the Chicago Tribune and talked about his new job as WWE producer for the Raw brand. I help structure matches that talents have. It's just giving my feedback and evaluating what the wrestlers do. Angle said, the most important thing is once you learn the basics, limit your bumping. We only have so many bumps in our career. If you do it excessively at the beginning of your career, you're going to cut your career short. If you save your body, it will help you enormously. regarding his WWE career. Angle records how he faced criticism from the amateur wrestling world after signing with WWE as an Olympic gold medalist. I had a lot of people from amateur wrestling were telling me not to do it because it was degrading, Angle said, after WWE came out of the closet in the late 1990s and said, "This is entertainment. We're not wrestling. We're our own entity." I thought it was a good opportunity to step in and show others you can cross over into something else, and it's not going to affect your previous accomplishments. It's only going to make them better. Angle then spoke with the Tribune to promote his appearance at the Warrior Wrestling 7 event on December 13th from the Marion Catholic High School in Chicago Heights. Angle talked about why he likes indie wrestling events. "I like that they are family-oriented," Angle said. "They have a loyal following from the area. A lot of kids end up showing up. A family's event good for this country. It gives the kids and parents something to talk about." Impact star Brian Cage posted a photo with Kenny Omega on Twitter and teased fans. He asked, "Who you got? When you want to see it? Why? And how soon?" I didn't get the link for the photo though. Fans followed the dream match Terminator versus Terminator. Omega even replied to the photo with a gift from Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Brian Cage's AAA Mega Championship champion Kenny Omega were both recently at Lucha Libre Triple Mania Regia. During the event, Omega successfully defended his AAA Mega Championship against Dragon Lee. Cage teamed with Puma King against Taurus and Villano 3 Jr., Bandito and Flamita, and El Hijo del Vikingo and Aramis. WWE has just announced that Aerostar Stephen Amell is coming to WWE Backstage for Tuesday's episode of WWE Backstage at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. Amell will be going to promo school. Other celebrities who have been on the segment before include Gabriel Iglesias, David Arquette, Akbar Jabba Biamila, and LeVar Arrington. 2015 SummerSlam, Stephen Amell teamed up with the former WWE star Neville and defeated former WWE stars King Barrett and Stardust. Neville is now going as PAC on AEW. Starcade 2019 took place at the Infinite Energy Arena in Duluth, Georgia. Only some of the matches aired live on the WWE Network. YouTube was then taken down. It also noted there were several reported issues with the WWE Network. I myself tried to watch it live, could not pull it up. Buffering, nothing more. Everything from audio issues to people not being able to see the event at all. Well, it's back on the network, supposedly. But here are the results. Street Profits with Ric Flair defeated DOC. Kabuki Warriors as champions defeated Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, Bayley and Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross for her return. And WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Bobby Lashley with Lana defeated Rusev by forfeit in a last man standing match. Then came up Kevin Owens to challenge Bobby Lashley to an actual match. And part of the action can be found in this link. And won by disqualification. And that was a highlight video. Lashley won by DQ. On the actual matches that they didn't air on the network, Seth Rollins defeated Eric Rowan. Shinsuke Nakamura, champion with Sammy in his corner, defeated The Miz. For the Intercontinental Championship match. Randy Orton defeated AJ Styles. Aleister Black defeated Andrade. Ricochet defeated Andrade. Double duty, I guess. Roman Reigns defeated King Corbin. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, champion, defeated Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship to retain. WWE has released Starcade event from the Infinite. I did that twice. And once WWE fixed the network feed, they removed the show from the YouTube channel and is now available to watch on the WWE network as intended. Rise of the Indies, part 3 or something, is I got 2 links, and part 1 is here, and I'll post them both here. And your spoilers from Nashville for this week's main event episode. Natalya defeated Sarah Logan. Mojo Rawley defeated Cedric Alexander. Raw opened up with the Authors of Pain arriving backstage in the SUV. Nakama Reza are stopped by Charlie Caruso in the parking lot after they got out of the car. Charlie asked about attacking Kevin Owens last week, and they responded in their native languages. Spanish. Caruso says that she doesn't understand their languages. They respond in English and say she looks lovely tonight. AOP walks away off camera. We're live from the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee. Vic Joseph welcomes us and hypes up the show. Still no Dio Madden. He's joined in by Jerry King Lawler and Samoa Joe on commentary. Well, I guess Samoa Joe is replacing Dio Madden until further notice. Go right to the ring. Out comes Seth Rollins to a mixed reaction. Again, we get the apologies. He talks about saying everyone sucked last week and goes on about how he was a little too harsh. But he was speaking from a good place. He was speaking from his heart. Rollins talked about how this is just his job. Isn't just his job. It's his life. And the people in the back aren't just his co-workers. They're his family. This is all about struggling and fighting to survive together. Rollins goes on about how he feels responsible for motivating the locker room to do their best. He admits he took it too far last week, and now he would like to apologize. There are still some fans booing him. Rollins apologized to everyone, the wrestlers, the announcers, and Kevin Owens. Rollins calls out Owens to the ring so he can apologize to his face. Music hits, and out comes Owens. Owens takes the mic and asks if the fans smell that. He says it smells like when the rodeo comes to Nashville. The animals have a certain smell. Owens goes on about Rollins' apology and asks about AOP. Rollins says he had nothing to do with the Authors of Pain. Owens says he knows Rollins is lying because his lips were moving, and the smell he was referring to was BS. Rollins promises he's not lying. The lights go out and the music hits. Out comes the Authors of Pain with mics. Nakama Reza take turns speaking in their native languages again from the stage, and give them what treatment. Reza then challenges Owens and Rollins to a tag team match. Rollins says he's in. Owens says one of the 3 things can happen, and all 3 scenarios end with the 3 of them beating Owens up. Owens says, let's get to it. He drops the mic and wants to fight now. Rollins says he's tired. Owens is on his own. Rollins drops the mic, marches up the ramp. He stops and stares at AOP. They let him walk between them, and the fans boo. Owens says Rollins might be out of here, but he'd actually love to get a piece of AOP, preferably one at a time. Owens drops the mic and gets ready for a fight again. AOP turn and walk back down the ramp as fans boo them. Owens says it won't be Seth or AOP, but he's in the middle of the ring and he's all taped up. And Nashville wants to see a fight. Owens calls anyone out to fight him. Open challenge. Camera cuts to Bobby Lashley walking backstage. Walking with Lana as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Lana comes out to the stage as her music hits. She poses on the stage as the music plays. They also did some type of segment where they supposedly locked up Rusev again. And she takes the mic and begins her promo, but Owens says yells at her, saying, "No one cares." He goes on and says he's vomiting in his mouth, wondering what she could possibly say. Lana reveals that Rusev won't be here tonight and to file another restraining order in Tennessee. She says Rusev is a danger to society, and if he violates the order tonight, he's going to jail for a long time. Owen says he's never met someone who says so much as says absolutely nothing. He calls her repulsive. She calls him a basic pizza and candy eater, and it insults him more. But she was stuttering when she said it, and then talks about Bobby Lashley. The only man she's ever been with is going to come out and finish him. Lashley's music hits, and out he comes. But he's not alone. Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens. Two police officers are in, suit clothing like FBI members, walking behind them. Bell rings and Kevin Owens charges. Lashley shoves Owens down first, and they get going. Lashley knocks Owens around some more and takes him to the corner. Lashley runs into a big boot. They run the ropes, and Lashley catches him in a big spine buster. Owens goes to the floor for a breather as the officers stand guard by Lana. Lashley goes to the floor, but Owens rocks him. Owens with a splash off the apron to Lashley on the floor. We go back to commercial. Back for the break. Owens hits the corner cannonball for a 2 count. Owens goes for a springboard moonsault and misses. Lashley with a big clothesline, and Lana cheers him on. Fans boo. Lashley pounds on Owens and keeps him grounded in the middle of the ring. Lashley argues with the referee, then goes back to posing over Owens as fans boo. Lashley unloads in the corner now. Lashley charges, but Owens drops him with a super kick for a pop. Lashley blocks the stunner and catches Owens with a neck breaker for a 2 count. Lashley goes for a dominator and drops Owens on his face for a close 2 count. Lashley goes for the full Nelson, but Owens fights out with his elbows. Owens catches Lashley with the pop-up powerbomb as Lana looks on, concerned now. AOP comes walking back down the ramp. As Owens gets up, AOP attacks Owens as he fights back. As the referee calls for the match, winner by disqualification, Kevin Owens. After the match, Common and Bret Hart double team Owens as Lashley recovers. They bring Owens to the floor and launch him into a barrier as Lashley moves Lana out of the way. Owens tries to fight back on the ramp, but AOP takes him down again. Lana and Lashley watch from the ring with the officers standing guard. They all watch as AOP drags Owens to the backstage area. Back commercial. Back from a break, Charlie Caruso's in the ring with Bobby Lashley and Lana. She asks what he knows about the AOP attack. Lashley only cares about protecting Lana. Lana also starts complaining and talking her usual. Fans boo. Lana is tired of being booed by fans. She makes the boos even louder. She goes on about having to hire officers. Rusev enters the ring from the crowd and levels Lashley with a big kick as the fans pop and Lana looks on. Lana laughs Rusev laughs at Lana, pounds on Lashley, and makes his exit through the crowd. Lana checks on Lashley and yells at the officers as they watch from ringside. Fans continue chanting Rusev Day as Lashley and Lana exit the ring to confront the officers. One of the officers says he's a WWE fan and he knows that they have a restraining order, but this is the state of Tennessee and they do things different. Lashley isn't happy. He ends up going at the officer, shoulder blocking him, and then gets arrested. Lana throws a fit as they cuff Lashley and take him up the ramp. Lana then says they should be arresting Rusev. She slaps the other cop, and the cop that was arresting Lashley, and he just stood there. It's like, you really just did that? Lana is facing cuffs by the other fella. Fan cheers Lana and Lashley are escorted up the ramp under arrest. They didn't read him his actual full Miranda rights. They just said you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say will be used against you. That's all they said. No official. Let's go back to commercial. Back from the break. We see what just happened with Rusev, Lana, and Bobby. We see a video commercial break where Lana continued to rant as they are placed in the back of a police car, threatening to sue the police and saying Rusev should be the one arrested. We see the Street Profits and 24/7 champion R-Truth together, watching Lashley and Lana being driven away in the police car. Drew McIntyre versus Akira Tozawa. Next match, we go back to the ring, and out comes Drew McIntyre, then Akira. We get the bell. As the bell rings, they meet in the middle of the ring. We're trash talking. Drew shuts Tozawa back. They go at it. Drew overpowers Tozawa for the first takedown. Drew taunts Tozawa by dropping him to his knees and threatening Tozawa to leave now or take a beating. Tozawa goes to leave, turns to nail a basement dropkick. Drew gets sent to the floor and Tozawa hits a suicide dive. Drew quickly turns it back around on the floor. Drew nails an inverted Alabama Slam on the floor. Drew brings it back into the ring, keeps Tozawa grounded in the middle. Drew with a big chop to the chest. Drew tosses Tozawa with a big overhead suplex. Drew manhandles Tozawa some more and keeps him grounded. Tozawa fights up, but gets rocked. Tozawa ends up mounting some offense and taking Drew down with a missile dropkick from the top. They tangle some, and Tozawa goes for an inverted Hurricane, more back and forth with a 2 count for Tozawa. Drew nails a Claymore kick out of nowhere for the pin and the win. After the match, Drew stands tall. It's immediately plays. We go to replays. Drew says, "That was fun, wasn't it?" He talks about how a problem with today is people going to social media to complain. Drew says the WWE locker room likes to be cryptic about it because they're cowards. Drew says he's going to be straight with his issues. He names Randy Orton and calls Orton to the ring so they can talk about it. Back to commercial. Back for the break, Drew McIntyre is still in the ring waiting for Randy Orton. We see the chop battle that happened between the two last week. Drew says he can describe what he just saw in 3 words. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Didn't Orton say that a few months ago? Drew calls Orton out again, and this time the music hits and Orton makes his way to the ring. Orton hits the ring and turns his back on Drew, which angers him. Drew says, here's his problem with Orton. He walks around like he owns the place, no respect for anyone or the rules, and he always has. Drew gets it. He's Randy Orton, a future WWE Hall of Famer, but that doesn't give him the right to speak to Drew like a child. Drew says he was the most ferocious WWE superstar in the past, but in 2019, he's the only ferocious at posting on social media. Drew says he is most ferocious in WWE now, bigger, stronger than Orton. Drew goes on about how he and the Claymore kick are happening now, while Orton and the RKO are old news. Orton says he does how he wants because he's earned that right. He says Drew hasn't earned a damn thing. Orton thinks that they are cool, but if Drew thinks they have a problem, let's fix it right now. They face off and talk trash to each other. Music interrupts. Out comes the OC, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson and AJ. AJ checks the mic and says Orton's name. AJ is so upset he can't talk. Gallows and Anderson go on about how Orton ruined AJ's life by causing him to lose the WWE US title to Rey Mysterio. AJ doesn't care what kind of match it is. He just wants to get his hands on Orton tonight. Drew backs out of the fight and heads to the stage. Orton ready for a fight in the ring as the OC surrounds him. AJ enters first, but Orton attacks immediately. Gallows and Anderson then attack Orton. OC triple team Orton. Music hits. Out comes Ricochet to make the save. Ricochet goes for Anderson first, but he also gets beat down by the numbers game. Music hits again. Out comes Humberto Carrillo. Humberto also gets beat down. Mysterio is out next to make the save. So now we got 4-on-3. Ray sends all 3 members of the OC to the floor. Ray stands in the ring tall with Ricochet and Carrillo as Orton looks on from the floor. AJ yells out from the floor on the other side of the ring as we go to commercial. Back for the break, we see the NASCAR stars Kyle Busch and Michael Waltrip at ringside. Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, and Humberto Carrillo approach Randy Orton backstage. Ray asks Orton if he's alright. Orton appreciates the help, but he makes it clear that he didn't need it. And as Orton walks off camera. To end the segment. Tony Nese versus Aleister Black. We go to the ring and Tony Nese waits. Music hits, out comes Aleister Black. The bell rings and they go at it. Back and forth, stalemate early on. And we see Buddy Murphy watching backstage on a TV screen. Back Black runs the ropes on the closed screen monitor and takes Neek's down, sending him out of the ring. Black runs the ropes, puts the brakes on, and takes a seat in the middle of the ring. His fans pop. Neek comes back in, but Black stays seated. Black ducks a kick and connects with a strike of his own. Neek rocks Black and works him over against the ropes. They take on some more until Neek jumps over the top to the floor and drops Black over the top rope. Neek flies back in, but Black rocks him with a knee. Black with knee strikes and a back elbow. Black with a jumping knee to drop Neek again. Black connects with a Black mask for the pin and the win. After the match, Black stays seated in the middle of the ring. We go to replay. So it comes segment. OC versus Mysterio, Carrillo, and Ricochet. We see Buddy Murphy backstage again, still watching Aleister Black in the ring. Charlie asked for his comments on if he regrets fighting Black last week. Murphy is still feeling last week's fight, but he knocked on Black's door to expose him for what he is. Someone who takes himself too seriously. Murphy goes on about how he's cool and collected. And Black is a hothead. Murphy says Black needs to calm down, and if he doesn't want to, Murphy will be the one to calm him down. End of segment. Next match, we got Andrade versus Eric Young. We go to the ring. Out comes Andrade with Zelina as Mike Rome does the ring introductions. They hit the ring together and the pose as we go back to commercial. Back to the ring. Eric Young is out next. Bell rings and they go at it, locking up, aggressively going into the ropes and trading holds as Vega looks on. Young works on Andrade's arm. Andrade with a takedown for a 2 count. Young takes it to the corner, but gets rocked when backing off. Andrade turns it around in the corner and hits a big knee to the face. Andrade with a big jumping knee to the face. On the other side of the ring, more back and forth. Andrade chops. Young goes on and hits a big flying elbow. Drop from the top for a close 2 count. Vega cheers Andrade on as Young works him over. Young keeps control for a few minutes, but Andrade turns it back around and grabs him. Young with a jawbreaker and a takedown. Young with a clothesline. Andrade with a big boot to the mouth. Young counters and comes back with another big neck breaker for a 2 count. Young goes back to the top for another elbow drop, but Andrade cuts him off, puts him down in the corner. Andrade with a running double knee to the face. Andrade goes on and hits a big hammerlock DDT in the middle of the ring for the pin and the win. 24/7 champion R-Truth comes running down and stops to hide down in front of Kyle Busch and Michael Waltrip on the other side of the barrier. A group of superstars running by with a referee as everybody tell them R-Truth kept on going. The NASCAR stars point to them in another direction. Truth comes out and raises his title, then hugs him. Michael unzips his jacket to reveal he's got a WWE referee shirt on. Bush rolls Truth up at ringside to capture the title. Bush walks up, running up the ramp with the title. Truth can't believe it. He marches to the back. Where's he going back to commercial? Back for the break, we get WWE. We get a backstage segment. WWE Shop Cyber Monday with the Street Profits. There was no Hey Jose in the conga line. We get a replay of what happened as the Street Profits are handing the members each a t-shirt. And we all know we want the smoke. We get replays of what just happened between Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and AOP from earlier. Charlie stops Seth Rollins backstage. She asks if Seth said everyone is like family earlier. Why wouldn't he help Kevin Owens during the AOP attack? Rollins yells something about Owens refusing his help earlier. Charlie says people are questioning the sincerity of his apology. Rollins asks what Charlie really wants. She wants answers. Rollins goes on about how he's danged if he does and danged if he don't. So what's the point? Rollins says it's always his fault. It's not a no-win situation. Rollins says everyone is a critic, but not everyone has the guts to be a leader, and he walks off. Video package that showed how Rey Mysterio won the U.S. title from last week. Eric Rowan looking into a mystery pet cage once again. talking about how cute the mystery pet is again. Back to commercial. No Way Jose versus Eric Rowan. Back for the rate. Out first comes No Way Jose with his conga line. Eric Rowan was out next with his mystery pet part carrier. The bell rings, but Rowan is distracted by one of the conga line dancers going for his pet cage while another tries to talk the guy out of it. Rowan exits the ring and destroys them both. Clotheslines. Jose comes out and Rowan drops him at ringside, sending him into steel ring steps. Rowan chases the rest of the conga line away. Joe recovers at ringside. Jose recovers at ringside, but Rowan levels and drops him. Rowan yells at Jose, telling him to tell his people not to touch his stuff. Rowan brings it back in the ring and runs over Jose again. Rowan with the big iron claw slam in the middle of the ring. He covers for the pin, but stops at 2. Rowan lifts Jose again and delivers another iron claw slam for the pin and the win. Afterwards, Rowan exits the ring, picks up his cage as the music hits, go to replays. Rowan stops and raises his arm in the air on the stage. We see the Kabuki Warriors warming up backstage. Back to commercial. Back for 8, we'll see what Eric Rowan did earlier. Sarah Schreiber is backstage with Rowan now, asking what's in the cage. Rowan won't tell her, but he keeps talking cute to what's inside. Schreiber asks again, and Rowan just stares at her before walking off. 2-on-1 handicap match was up next. Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Charlotte Flair. We go to the ring for the next match, and out comes Charlotte as the pyro hits. We see what just happened between Flair and the champs. Charlotte's backstage with Asuka and Kairi Sane. They go on about Flair in Japanese. Music hits, out comes the Women's Tag Team Champions. Asuka and Sane hit the ring and attack Flair before the referee calls for the bell. Referee restores order as Flair gets ready to fight. The bell rings and as Flair and Asuka attack each other. They go to counter and Sane tags in. Sane works over Flair in the corner. More quick tags between the champs. Sane stands on Flair and in comes Asuka again. They go to double team Flair, but she fights them off. Flair sends Sane to the floor, but Asuka drops her with a hip attack. Asuka with kicks now. Flair drops her. Flair clotheslines Sane on the apron. Flair counters and sends Asuka to the floor with Sane. Flair charges and takes them both down through the ropes with kicks. Flair and Asuka take a little floor. Asuka sends her into the barrier. Asuka brings it back in the ring at 7 count and works Flair over. Flair works over Asuka, but Sane makes a save from the floor. Flair takes out Sane on the floor, but Asuka drop kicks her from the ring. Asuka taunts Flair with the kicks at ringside. Asuka brings it back in the ring and delivers 6 stiff kicks. Sane gets on the apron, but Flair moves as Asuka comes in with a hip attack, knocking Sane to the floor. Flair drops Asuka with a boot. Flair launches herself out, taking Sane and Asuka down on the floor. Flair gets riled up with the crowd. Flair brings Asuka back in the ring, but Sane decks her on the apron. Flair drops Sane. Flair catches Asuka trying to attack. Flair backs Asuka back in the ring as we go to a commercial. Back for the break, champs dominate Flair in the corner. Sane tags in and taunts Flair. Sane with a diving shot to the jaw for a 2 count. Asuka tags back in Flair. Back in, and Flair trades some forearms with her. Asuka goes for the German suplex after a miss, but Flair elbows her off. They tangle some more as Asuka hits the German. Sane tags in and goes to the top. Sane leaps for Flair, boots her out of midair. Flair takes down Asuka next. Flair drags Sane next to Asuka and goes to the top for a big moonsault. They both get their knees up and Flair lands hard. Sane goes for a drop kick, but Flair catches her and turns it into a Boston Crab in the middle of the ring. Asuka kicks Flair in the face to break it up. Asuka drags Sane over and tags in. Asuka with a missile drop kick from the top for another 2 count. Asuka with kicks while she's on her knees now. Flair just takes him and starts fighting back. Flair and Asuka trade more blocks and offense. Asuka pulls Flair into an armbar, but Flair resists. Asuka holds on as Flair powers up for the powerbomb. Sane breaks at the pin attempt at 2. Sane tags back in and drops an elbow. Sane climbs up top but Flair cuts her off. Flair climbs up for a superplex, but Asuka tags in and joins them up top. Flair goes for a double superplex, but they slam her to the mat. Sane with a double stomp to Flair. Asuka covers for a 2 count. Sane screams out in frustration. They go for the double team, but it looks like Flair misses half of it. Flair comes right back with a double spear for a close 2 count on Asuka. Flair goes to work on Asuka's knee. Flair kicks Sane off the apron. Asuka tags out, but gets hit with a spear. Flair applies a figure 4 on Asuka. Sane is legal now as she tagged in. As she comes off the top with her insane elbow on Flair as she bridges into the figure 8 on Asuka. Sane connects with his elbow with the elbow and covers Flair for the win. Kabuki Warriors win the match. We see the Raw Tag Team Champions, Viking Raiders backstage, back to commercial. Back to the break, Sarah Schreiber approaches Charlotte backstage, asking if she regrets challenging the Kabuki Warriors. She says no one walks off. Viking Raiders versus Mark Sterling and Mitchell Lyons. We go out to the ring, and out comes the Raw Tag Team Champions, Viking Raiders. Then the Jobbers, 2 handsome talent, waits in the ring. The match starts with Eric going to work on one of the Jobbers. He levels him and chases the other away. He runs into Ivar on the floor. Ivar slams him. Then the Viking Raiders double team him. Eric runs into the ring and unleashes double team power moves on the other guy. They keep asking, "Are you watching?" Double team continues until they hit the Viking Experience for the pin and the win. Second segment, OC versus Rey Mysterio, Humberto Carrillo, Ricochet. Cut backstage to Ricochet, hyping his team up. All three talk about tonight's main event match. Back from the break, we see the country music stars, Morgan Wallen and Hardy at ringside. The announcer show us what happened with Rusev and Lana getting arrested earlier in the night. Your main event, OC versus Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, and Carrillo. We'll go to ring out first comes U.S. champion Rey Mysterio. Humberto was out next, followed by Ricochet. All get their singles music interests. We cut backstage to the OC, cutting promos on hurting people. Music hits and out comes AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson as the power goes off, all three together. Back to the break, bell rings for the main event. Humberto goes at it with Anderson to start. Carrillo connects first with a kick after they go back and forth for a minute. Anderson kicks out. Ricochet tags back in for a quick double team from the top. They double team Anderson some more as Ricochet covers for a 2 count. Carrillo tags back in and kicks Anderson in the corner. Anderson turns around and in comes Styles. Carrillo unloads on AJ with kicks and takes him down from the top rope for a 2 count. AJ talks trash and lands a cheap shot. AJ works Carrillo over. They keep the tags up until Gallows comes in to beat Carrillo down. Gallows keeps Carrillo grounded and pounds him down with elbows. Carrillo blocks a suplex and ducks a clothesline but rocks Gallows. Ducks a clothesline and then rocks Gallows. Carrillo with an insecurity at Gallows. Anderson and Ray tag in at the same time. Ray flies in and takes Anderson down first. Ray goes on and hits her Corona. Gallows comes in, but Ray sends him shoulder first into the ring post. Ray keeps control and kicks AJ down off the apron. Gallows takes a 619. Ray goes to the top, but AJ pulls him off. Ray drops AJ for a 619, but Anderson blocks it and rams Ray back into the barrier. Ray gets launched into the post as we go to commercial. Back to the break, Gallows hits a suplex on Ray for a 2 count. Gallows keeps Ray grounded. We see the Tag Team World Cup trophy on display at ringside. Ray fights up and out, but Gallows levels him with a big boot for another close pin attempt. Anderson tags back in and keeps Ray grounded. Ray fights out again and nails the back elbow. Ray sends Anderson head first into the turnbuckles. Ray tags in Ricochet as AJ also tags in. Ricochet unloads on AJ and hits a head scissor takedown. Ricochet knocks Anderson back to the floor and goes back to work on AJ in the corner. Ricochet springboards at AJ with a clothesline. Ricochet with a standing shooting star press on AJ for another close 2 count. Ricochet goes back up top, but lands on his feet to kick Anderson as he approaches. AJ and Ricochet tangle some more. AJ kicks out of a roll up, sending Ricochet into an Anderson uppercut on the floor. AJ drives Ricochet down for another 2 count. AJ charges, argues with the referee. Thought he gets 3. Ricochet blocks a style slash, follows up with a big recoil for a 2 count as Anderson breaks it up. Ray comes in with a 619 to Anderson. Gallows kicks Ray off the apron. Humberto nails a missile drop kick to Gallows. Humberto runs the ropes and leaps out, taking Gallows down against the barrier. AJ goes for a solid slash, but Ricochet blocks it again with a roll up for a 2 count. AJ connects with a Pele kick. AJ takes Ricochet to the top, climbs up as they trade shots on the top. Anderson charges, but Ricochet sends him to the floor. Ricochet flies off the apron onto Anderson. Ricochet goes back to the top with AJ, but AJ counters with a mid-hurricanrana. AJ with a super clash, style slash for the second rope on Ricochet for the pin and the win. After the match, AJ stands tall over Ricochet as the music plays. We got to replace. AJ is all alone as we come back. Standing tall in the middle of the ring, Randy Orton sneaks into the ring, delivers RKO out of nowhere to AJ. Orton hits the corner to pose as the music plays as Raw goes off the air. What happened after the TV taping stopped? Fans and attendants got to see a dark match. Becky Lynch defended her Raw Women's Championship against Kairi Sane after the show went dark. Becky went on to win to send the crowd home happy. A photo from the match, this link, and comments from at Melissa X1125. I don't know what's worse, keeping Becky Lynch off of Raw for 2 weeks or having her wrestle the dark match tonight. FFS, WTF, WWE, question mark. And you got Becky Lynch versus Kairi Sane. Still no build up to a TLC match in less than 2 weeks. And that concludes my results for Raw and WWE main event for this week. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one of you. If you don't know, just comment, brothers and sisters.